Decoded.
Hey there, knowledge adventurers, and welcome back to Book Decoded.
Great to be here.
Ever wonder what makes some people just, consistently stand out, that secret sauce for rising to the top? Well, grab your mental boarding pass, because today we're unpacking Alan Weiner's guide, the Highflier Handbook.
Sounds intriguing.
Think of it as your look behind the curtain at the strategies and techniques of folks who just seem to nail it. We're hoping to decode how to be more effective, boost credibility, maybe become that leader people look to.
Yeah, make it actionable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get ready for a fun, pretty fast-paced look at what it really means to be a high flyer.
And it's interesting right at the start how different people frame this idea. Alex Lyon, in the foreword, he really focuses on communication. Says it's the key differentiator between good and great, taking you, I think he says, from the skies to the stratosphere.
Wow, that's a powerful image. And then Don Robert, also in the foreword, he kind of builds on that.
Right. He suggests things like smarts, work ethic, polished communication. They're almost like the price of admission now. Not enough on their own.
Baseline stuff.
Exactly. And that's where Weiner comes in. He's not just about inherent traits. He offers like a roadmap, strategies you can use.
So people actually see it. They point you out and say, that's a high flyer.
That's the goal he sets out. And he positions himself interestingly, too.
Yeah, I like that. Not some guru, but a staff officer, he calls it.
Yeah, like a junior advisor for communication, credibility, leadership stuff. Offering practical advice makes it feel, doable.
Totally. Okay, so the book kicks off with some real fundamentals. Credibility seems like a cornerstone, right?
Absolutely. And this whole idea, it goes way back. Think Aristotle.
Ethos, pathos, logos.
Exactly. Character, emotion, logic. That was the original thinking on persuasion. It's interesting how academia shifted from rhetoric and public address to communication studies, broader scope.
Right. And that ethos piece, that character part, it kind of evolved in social science into what we now call credibility.
David Berlow's work was key there, highlighting that, who says something really matters? The more credibility you're perceived to have, the more seriously people take your message. Your reputation walks in the room before you do, basically.
So true.
And then you have researchers like McCroskey who directly linked communication effectiveness to success.
And identified specific factors.
Yeah, 5 key things that shape how credible a leader seems. Competence, composure, character, sociability, and high energy, like being extroverted.
And the crucial point is, credibility isn't something you just have, it's what others give you based on how they see you.
Precisely. It's attributed. And Weiner nails down character here as trustworthiness. Simple as that. Believable and reliable.
People need to know you'll follow through.
Yeah. And he reframes goodwill as caring. There's that great line.
Oh, that no one cares what you know.
Until they know you care. Genuine connection is fundamental.
Okay, so with credibility as the foundation, where does he go next? What makes high flyers stand out? Competence comes up early.
Big time. And it's more than just being smart, like you said earlier. It's about delivering actual results.
Outcomes over output.
Yes. He uses this example of a CEO who was impressed by an employee focused purely on outcomes right from the get-go. It's the impact, not just the busyness.
And it takes courage, too, doesn't it? Speaking up, taking action.
Absolutely. Like the example of someone publicly addressing needed process changes. You need the intellectual horsepower, sure, but also the guts to use it.
Okay. And in meetings, how do you show competence there?
Weiner has a neat breakdown. Breadth, showing you get the different angles, depth, the specifics, height, the strategic view, and sight, looking ahead.
I liked his tip about piggybacking on comments.
Oh yeah, that's so practical. Add breadth by linking to another point, or depth with an example. You don't always need a brand new idea.
Right. Contribute by building. And Bill Seibel's point about being super prepared.
Essential. Know your topic inside out. Articulate what matters. And he also mentioned the power of a third-party endorsement. Someone else vouching for you adds weight.
Makes sense. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Executive presence, that feels a bit more intangible. Gravitas.
It does, but Weiner tackles it head-on, says it's a huge focus in executive coaching. It's that ability to inspire trust, command attention, without necessarily being loud.
He uses those acting analogies like Hitchcock and Brando.
Yeah, the power of stillness and breaking it intentionally. It's all about control and purpose in how you carry yourself.
And the practical tips? Sit straight, Hands visible.
Slow your pace, make eye contact. These are concrete things you can do to project confidence and control. It's about that seriousness of manner.
Not yelling or waving your arms around.
Definitely not. And decisiveness is key here, too.
Just answering yes or no, clearly.
Right. Shows you're not afraid to commit. And that Thrive Street Advisors survey backs this up gravitas, signaling you really know your stuff, apparently matters more than just general communication or appearance.
Wow. So substance over style, but presented with presence.
Kind of, yeah. And it's not just being prepared proactive, but also how you handle things on the fly reactive. Decisiveness shines there.
Like Bob Azelby's example of the high-energy person commanding the audience,
Yeah.
even using anger effectively.
Exactly. It shows presence can amplify your message in different ways. It's also about showing you're not a one-trick pony.
Ah, the multi-dimensional personality.
Yeah. Having different facets, being versatile, how people would describe your personality matters. It's about connection on multiple levels, not just competence. Maybe even having some riz, as they say now.
Huh. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so that leads naturally into strategic thinking.
Crucial for success, obviously, but Weiner notes it's often poorly defined.
Right. Hanford's idea of developing concepts, skills, styles, that helps. But Weiner emphasizes communicating strategically, showing it.
Yeah, articulating the why. It's about the organization's success. It's survival, even.
And for you, the listener, it's about boosting your reputation by talking and writing strategically.
Focusing on benefits, not just features. Sell the sizzle. Executives want the why, the strategic payoff.
Like the example of moving a plant. Don't just say move the plant. Say lower costs, tax breaks, skilled workforce, benefits.
Perfect example. And Schillett's point about middle managers influencing up with rational arguments fits right in.
That TAR framework title, Agenda Result, seems super useful for organizing thoughts.
Very practical. What's the topic? What'll you cover? What's the goal? Clear structure. And I liked Richmond's contrast between traditional and strategic thinking.
Seeing the details in the big picture.
Exactly. Understanding the connections, but also stepping back for the overall view. Critical skill.
And Curtis Anderson's interview line. I want to do good work with people who want to do great work, then telling a story. Strategy first, then tactics.
Nails it. The 4-sentence talking point structure for answering questions is another good takeaway there.
Yeah. And that idea of just allowing yourself to fly, voicing hypotheses, even with ambiguity.
Yeah. Takes courage, but shows that strategic mindset. But he also balances it. A detail-oriented mind is crucial too. Like in Jerry Fay's Google story, you need both.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's wrap this up. For you, our listener, what are the big actionable takeaways here?
Well, first, really focus on demonstrating competence. Results matter, and so does having the courage to speak up.
Right. Then pay attention to your executive presence. How do you come across? Project decisiveness.
Practice thinking and communicating strategically. Always ask why. Focus on the benefits. Use those frameworks like TAR or the talking point.
And underpinning it all, stay curious, keep learning.
Definitely. So maybe a final thought to leave with everyone.
Yeah.
How will you consciously try to weave just one of these high-flyer habits into your very next interaction? What's one small shift you can make?
Ooh, good challenge. Something to think about. Well, that's all the time we have for this Book Decoded. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
We'll catch you next time for another deep dive into the world of books.